Hello everyone, my name is Daniel, and I am joined by my good friend Scotty, and we're here to play 1500 points of 10th edition Warhammer 40k.
Hi, I'm Scotty. I'm bringing Space Wolves. Here we have 1500 points of Space Wolves in a Gladius Task Force detachment from the Space Marine Codex. Leading up the army is Ragnar Blackmane, going to be the Warlord. Following him, we have a Phobos Rune Priest and a regular Wolf Priest. Then we have 6 Blade Guard veterans, 10 Assault Intercessors with a Power Fist, 5 Intercessors with a Power Weapon and an Auxiliary Grenade Launcher, 5 Hounds of Mordecai for some Psyker hunting, 3 Eradicators with a Multi-Melta for anti-tank, 5 Fenrisian Wolves, 2 identically equipped Redemptor Dreadnoughts with Macroplasma Incinerators, Twin-Linked Stormbolters, and Onslaught Gatling Cannons. And finally, a Land Raider.
Okay, so this is my 1500 points of Death Guard. In the front there, we have Typhus, who's going to be the Warlord, and since he's a character, he doesn't have any upgrades or anything. The other characters in the army are to his right. There is a Malignant Plague Caster, which is going to join the unit of Plague Marines, and to the left is a, I don't remember this guy's name, I think it's the Foul Blight Spawn. It's the one that makes them fight first and has the flamethrower. And he's a lieutenant, so he can also join a unit that already has a character in it, so he also joins the Malignant Plague Casters unit. Then to the left of them, we have the Plague Marines over there, which is a 10-man unit. And I don't quite have the all the right models to run the loadout that I would like, but this one is pretty good. It's got the leader is in the middle there, and he has one of the heavy bubotic plague weapons. And then the other 2 guys in the unit that have power fists also have the heavy bubotic plague weapons. And then there's a guy with a plasma gun, a guy with a blight launcher, and then the squad leader also has a plasma gun, and everyone else just has bolt guns. And behind them is the Land Raider that they and the 2 characters that join that unit ride around in. And then over here, there are 2 Fetid Bloat Drones, which are probably not going to be particularly good against the Space Wolves, but they are just really cool in general, so I like them. Then there's also a Defiler, just for some more anti-tank, which I'm clearly going to need against these Dreadnoughts and the opposing Land Raider. And then to round things out, there is Typhus's unit, which is the big unit of Terminators, 10 Blightlord Terminators. All of them have bolt guns except for the 2 guys that have the Plague Flails. Oh, and one guy actually has a Reaper autocannon. I forgot about him. And then finally, last and definitely least, are 3 units of 10 Cultists, just as objective monkeys to allow me to play the game and die. And that's my 1500 points of Death Guard. Okay, so we're going to be playing a mission from the Leviathan mission deck. So Scotty's going to draw the cards for us. You want to go ahead?
Deployment Zone.
Deployment Zone, all right.
Hammer and Anvil.
Hammer and Anvil, okay. And then I don't know what this one means. It's just a weird archaic looking symbol.
This one is the mission.
Okay, mission.
Purge the foe.
Purge the foe. Well, you are a foe, and I do want to purge you, so that's fine. And then finally, the XX one with
our mission special rule.
Special rule.
Vox Static.
Vox Static, okay. Let me get a close up
Command
of these
reroll
here.
is now 2 command points.
Oh, that's actually a really fun one. I'm just getting a close-up of these in case we want it. I don't know that we actually will. Okay, so Scotty went ahead and won the deployment roll. So he deployed first.
We got our Fenrisian Wolves here, ready to grab some objectives, being backed up by this Redemptor. We got the Assault Intercessors waiting to pounce in the back. Most of our force is going to be concentrated here, with the Land Raider carrying Ragnar Blackmane and his Blade Guard retinue.
and also the Intercessors and a Dreadnought and the Eradicators, and over here on the other side out of those are the Reavers. So yeah, his whole army is right there. And then for me, I've got 2 units of cultists over here, 2 bloat drones here behind the generators, the other unit of cultists over here next to the large unit of Typhus and Terminators. And then over in the other corner of the board, I have the Defiler and the Land Raider. And in the Land Raider is my big unit of Death Guard, both Plague Marines and the 2 characters. Now we're going to roll off for first. Why don't you take us away, Scotty? And that's a 5. And I roll a 6. All right, so I rolled a 6, so I'm going to go first. Also, the plague that I'm going to pick pre-game is the one that when I'm in contagion range of my opponent, they get -1 to their armor save. I think that's better than the one that gives them -1 to their weapon and ballistic skill if they're in contagion range, because most of his units hit so hard anyways that I don't think a little bit of added defense is actually going to save much. Whereas the extra damage, I have a lot of little plinky guns and whatnot in this army, so I think the extra damage will be good. Also, because cultists have a pre-game scout move, I also moved, just shuffled around the couple units of my cultists, so they're a little bit forward and beyond where I could deploy. But I also don't want to move them as far forward as I can, because then they'll just get shot off the table. All right, so in the command phase, I gain a command point, and then I'm going to draw my cards, which are Investigate Signals, Deploy Teleport Homer, and...
It's only 2.
Oh, it's only 2? Oh, okay. I'm used to playing old Maelstrom. All right, so I moved forward the Land Raider and the Defiler, and I also, after advancing up Typhus's unit, I rolled a 1, and so I actually couldn't make it to the center of the battlefield for Deploy Teleport Homers with any of my units, so I'm just not doing that. And then also for Investigate Signals, none of my units could make it to the edges of the table, so I also can't do that one. So for my shooting phase, really the only things that can shoot are the Land Raider and the Defiler, and they can both only see the Dreadnought down here on the other end of the table, and it is partially obscured by the crates, so it will get cover. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot the Land Raider into the Dreadnought.
I'm going to use a command point for Armor of Contempt to reduce your armor penetration by 1.
4 Godhammer las cannons from him into the Dreadnought. 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
AP 3.
Yeah.
Down to 2 with the cover.
Back up. And not back
down
up to 3.
Down to 1 with Armor of Contempt. So 3s.
Wouldn't it be 4-ups?
They've got a 3. They've got a 2+ save.
All right, so now I'm going to fire the Defiler into that same Dreadnought over here. And we're going to fire, he has a twin-linked las cannon, so I'll fire 1 shot with that. It does not hit. All right, and I get 1 wound with the Defiler cannon, and then you get a 2-up save.
1 2+ save. Success.
So after my turn 1, I'm holding 3 objectives. The cultists left the objective back here because it was in contagion range at the end of my command phase, which means that I hold it anyways until it's taken off me, even if I don't have any models on it. And everything else just moved up. I did 0 damage to the Dreadnought, so I have done no damage this turn, even with my shooting units, and I'm also holding the objective over here, and that's the end of my turn. I also, in terms of it being an uneventful turn, I didn't accomplish either of my secondary objectives. However, I think I can do Deploy Teleport Homer next turn, so I'm just going to get rid of Investigate Signals and get another command point. Thank you, Scotty.
My first secondary is Engage on all fronts. So I have to get in table quarters, I believe. I don't know if that one's likely. And the second one is a tempting target. So you have to pick one of these 3 targets in no man's land, and I have to try and control it by the end of the turn.
I picked this objective because the Defiler is currently taking it, and there's also a Land Raider full of guys and a unit of Terminators right there. So I think that'll be a hard one for him to actually fully control.
It's my first turn. I'm thinking that since I'm pretty much completely unscathed, I might try and go for a very aggressive push to try and knock out key targets.
Completely unscathed, he says grumpily.
I lost 1 Fenrisian wolf.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, my cultist killed a Fenrisian wolf over on the other side of the board. Anyways, what were you saying?
I'm hoping that if I can knock out some key targets, I can put you a little more on the defensive.
God, he just moved the Land Raider. Look at these majestic tanks. I'm so glad these are good in this edition.
It was very good to pull this thing out of my old collection of Firstborn Marines again.
I know, and give it new life. All right, so to summarize the movement phase, things are looking as such.
A lot of the units over in this section advanced in order to take advantage of the Devastator Doctrine. Over here, we moved up normally around the crates in order to get some tasty first turn charges. Hopefully destroy these cultists, do some damage to the drone, possibly even take this objective. Meanwhile, these assault intercessors, guided by the wisdom of the Wolf Priest, have stayed still for the time being, waiting to spring. My Oath of Moment target for this turn is going to be the Defiler. And in addition, I'm going to be declaring the Devastator Doctrine, allowing me to advance and shoot with all of my weapons as normal. Starting off the shooting phase with the Eradicators into the Defiler. Because it's a vehicle, they get rerolls to hits, wounds, and damage, should any of their shots go through. So we're going to start with the normal Melta rifles, hitting on 3s, rerolling. 2 hits. And this is the multi-Melta in the squad, hitting on 4s, rerolling. All of these have the same strength and damage profile, so wounding on 5s, rerolling. 2 wounds. AP on your invuln.
Yeah, the Defiler's a 5 up and 1 save. Ah, that's cocked.
That's cocked.
Yeah, made it anyways.
Just a straight D6 damage, and I can reroll this. And I'm going to reroll that. Well, 2 damage.
2 anyways. The Defiler has 14 wounds, so he's going to go down to 12.
The Redemptor Dreadnought. I need pretty big damage this round, so I'm going to go for the overcharged variant. How many shots do we get? 5 shots. D6 plus 1. On 3s, re-rolling. Here's hoping for that again, because I need 5s. Only 1.
And this is at -3 as well?
Yes, on your invulnerable save.
Don't make it.
3 damage.
3 damage.
I need to take a hazardous test, which I pass.
Okay. And the Defiler goes down to 9 wounds.
It does. The Land Raider's going to open fire now. One of its Godhammer las cannons is going to go into the Defiler. Another one's going to go into the Land Raider. And the Heavy Bolter is going to shoot into the Terminators. See if we can knock off one more.
See if you can kill the Defiler. The Defiler I've rolled really badly with his saves. He's only got 2 wounds left. And he's being shot with 2 Godhammer las cannons. So let's see how this goes.
Hitting on 3s with
may very well
rerolls from Oath of Moment, but we don't need them. Wounding on 3s. 2 clean wounds on your invulnerable save.
Alright, goodbye, Defiler.
D6 plus 2 damage.
Oh, and the command reroll is 2 command points too, so that's not even good. Okay.
Just explode.
No. Goodbye, Defiler.
2 more las cannons, this time into the Land Raider on 3s. Miss completely.
Yeah, I couldn't have missed the Defiler completely, of course. Whatever, that's fine. I'll leave the Land Raider intact.
And then the Heavy Bolters are going to go into the Terminators. These hit on 3s. 2 hits. No sustained hits. And they wound on 4s. With a reroll, but I got it anyway, so the AP is nullified because of the cover.
That's 2 damage, so you kill one.
Yep. Next, these Intercessors are going to take a few pot shots at the Terminator squad. Perhaps take a wound or 2 off. Hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 5s. 3 wounds. However, you are getting cover, so the AP1 is nullified. They do 1 damage.
Take a wound. Yeah.
Finally, this Redemptor Dreadnought is going to shoot. Its plasma cannon is going to go into the...
Fetid bloat drone.
Thank you.
Farty bloat poop.
We're not going to be overcharging because we would... I think I would rather be able to get into combat with it if possible, and possibly take the objective. However, its small arms are going to be going to the cultists.
Go ahead and roll it out right there.
Okay. How many shots with the plasma? Only 3. Hitting on 3s. And wounding on... What is its toughness?
You're wounding it on 3s. And then lacerate the cultist with your small arms fire.
My pleasure.
Bye, boys.
Hoping for some cheeky, devastating wounds. The Onslaught Gatling Cannon hitting on 3s. 2 misses. Yes, 2 misses. And then wounding on 3s. So that's 3 wounds. With cover.
3 saves on the cultist.
The Fenrisian wolves are now going to charge into the cultist and try and rip them apart. Pretty sure it's a almost unfailable charge, but we want some distance. 3 inches. And then I'll measure it.
That's not failable. Yeah, it just depends if you can... It depends how far you can move.
Now the Dreadnought is going to charge into the bloat drone. Needing a 6. Beautiful. Starting with the Redemptor Dreadnought into the bloat drone, we need 3s to hit on 5 attacks. 4 hits, and then wounding on 3s. 3 wounds on your invulnerable save.
I make none of them.
3 damage each.
So fetid bloat drones actually have 10 wounds, so he took 9 damage and is on 1 wound left.
And guess what they can do? They can fall back, shoot, and charge.
Fenrisian wolves into the cultists.
They have 2 attacks each.
There's only 5 cultists left after being shot by the Gatling gun, too. So
Hitting on 4s. They're doing quite well for themselves today, actually.
Man versus dog.
Wounding on 3s.
4 wounds. All right.
You need to roll 1 more die.
Oh, I do. Whoops, that was only 3. It felt like 4 in my hand.
See?
Ah, yes, it was a winner. It was a winner. I lose 3 guys, and I got 2 cultists left there. All right, so it's the end of the turn, and summarize your objectives.
I was not able to achieve either of my secondaries. I'm going to keep them both. I think I could have a chance. Actually, I'm going to discard Engage on All Fronts. In addition, I'm going to score 8 points for killing the Defiler and not having any of my units killed in return. Surveying the battlefield. Death Guard. Turn 2.
All right. So I'm going to score 5 points because even though I don't have any models on that objective and that objective over there, because they were in contagion range at the end of my command phase, I hold them anyways. So I'm going to draw 1 card for the turn, which is Capture Enemy Outpost, which there's a glare on it. All right, so my movement phase looks as such. The Death Guard got out of the Land Raider, and then the Land Raider moved over here, and they advanced towards the Wolves. The Terminators went forward. All the cultists consolidated behind this building, kind of abandoning the Dreadnought in this quadrant over here. There's just a couple cultists left to move block. And then the Fetid Bloat Drone, the very wounded one, flew away, and the not wounded one flew over here as well. All right, so now for the Death Guard shooting phase. We're actually going to go in for this heavily damaged Bloat Drone, and it's actually going to shoot its Plague Spewers backwards at these Fenrisian wolves, which it can probably kill. So it gets 2 d6 shots for 4, and they're torrent so that they auto-hit. And they wound on We actually just remembered that because they're within contagion range of the cultist, they're actually toughness 3. So the bloat drone is strength 5, so they're actually wounding on 2. So it's 3 wounds at -2, which just wipes the unit.
Oh yeah.
Goodbye doggies. And then these cultists fell back, so they can't do anything. These cultists, I believe, are out. This unit right here is doing deploy teleport homers, so it can't do anything. And this unit back here is out of range of everything. So, and then this unit, this fetid bloat drone, will shoot into these intercessors with its plague spitters. 7 hits with the bloat drone into the intercessors, and they're anti-infantry 2+. So they actually all wound, and those are not within contagion range of anything, so it's just -1.
1 damage each?
1 damage each, yeah.
On 4s, that is 2 dead and 1 on a wound.
Okay. So then I'm going to shoot the Land Raider, because I know what that's doing. I'm going to put all of the las cannons into this dreadnought over here, and the 2 heavy bolters into the unit of intercessors that I already started shooting. Also, so I'm shooting the Land Raider, but I'm also going to use Ferric Blight, which increases the armor penetration by 1 of all of it. So the las cannons go up to -4, and the heavy bolter goes up to -2.
I'm definitely going to be using Armor of Contempt for that.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that, so I was like, okay, well, let's at least cancel it out. That'll be fine.
Good plan.
4 Godhammer las cannons into the dreadnought. These are hitting on 3s. They all hit.
Very nice.
Then they're wounding on 3s because they're strength 12. All wounds, rolling good. And then these are -3. They were -4, but then they go down to -3 because of the armor of contempt. It equalizes back out.
With the cover, that is a 4+.
No, it's a 5+. It's 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4,
You're
4 goes to 5.
right.
Because of the same plus, yeah, it's a 5+. Oh, you're kidding me. You just nail 3 of them. Jesus, you roll well. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay, so after much deliberation on how to shoot these Blightlord Terminators because of some weird rules interactions where I can't actually target these guys, but I can target them with Typhus's Eater Plague, because it's not actually a shooting attack, so even though they're not within 12 inches, they can still be hit by the 18-inch Eater Plague. So on I got a roll for this. Don't roll a 1. Of course I roll a 1, so my unit takes D3 mortal wounds. For 1. Okay, so another Terminator takes a wound. So then I'm also going to shoot... so that actually isn't technically a shooting attack. Now I'm using the shooting attacks, which are... I have 7 guys left with combi bolters, which are all going to shoot at the at these intercessors over here, at the couple left over here behind the building. And none of them are in rapid fire range. That's only 7 shots with these. Oh, I'm sorry, and I'm also doing the autocannon to them as well from that unit. So these 2 are auto wounds. And this one is also a wound.
3+ saves. 1 failed. 1 wound applied.
Okay. Okay, now the Reaper autocannon, 4 shots. These have devastating wounds and sustained hits. No sustained hits, but 1 devastating wound.
That kills a guy.
That kills the guy. So we actually, Scotty went back and corrected me that these are storm bolters, so they should actually each have an additional shot, so they get 7 more shots with the plague weapons into the intercessor over there, and that's actually 2 auto wounds already, and then, so that's actually 5 wounds on that 1 intercessor over there. And he looks like he's out of line of sight. He's not. When I originally shot the unit, he wasn't out of line of sight.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so these are 2 ups, I believe, though, right? Or 3 ups. Because,
He takes a wound.
Takes a wound, so still not dead, yeah. All right, so I'm going to use the Malignant Plague Caster's ability on the Dreadnought. So don't roll a 1 because it's a psychic power. Of course, I roll 2 1s in a row. So my unit takes D3 mortal wounds because my powers don't work, and I lose a Plague Marine and a half. All right, so with all their weird variety of guns, the Plague Marines are actually just going to shoot everything into the Hounds of Mordecai and the Librarian unit, and be overcharging the plasma guns. Then the 4 plasma gun shots coming in. Those all hit, wounding on 2s, I believe, because they're overcharged. That's 4 wounds at -3, I believe.
5+ cover save.
Okay, you make 2 of them.
2 are dead.
So D6 attacks with the character's plague spitter thing. It's torrent, so they auto hit and they're wounding on 3s because they're strength 7. So 2 wounds.
Anti-infantry 2+.
Those are -2 and 2 damage each, and they ignore cover.
5+.
Make both. Yes. Okay. 2 attacks with the blight launcher. They both hit, wounding on 3s. No wounds. Okay, and then plague wind against that unit for D6 attacks for 6. These are torrent, so they're wounding on 4s because they're strength 4. And then that's 3 wounds at -1.
3 up cover saves.
Okay, fail 1 and they're D3 each for 3. So 1. Oh, but you get a feel no pain against this. A 4 up feel no pain because you have a librarian in the
From
unit.
the psychic hood.
Yeah.
Take 1.
Save 1. Yep. All right, so after another incredibly uneventful shooting phase, it's time for the assault phase, and I'm going to charge the Blightlord Terminators into this unit of Eradicators, which is why I didn't shoot them, because I didn't want to make my charge longer. So I need a 9.
I will not be overwatching.
There's an 8. All right, well, I'll re-roll it with a command point.
2 command points.
Oh, it's 2 command points. Oh my god. Well, that's still worth it, I think. Hey, I make it on a 10. All right, perfect. And the Plague Marines are also going to charge into the unit of Eradicators. For 12. Okay, those ones were hungry.
Jeez.
Yeah. Let's see here. I can go like all the way around them then, actually. All right, so these Eradicators are pretty mobbed by the Plague Marines and the Terminator. So we're just going to start with Typhus right there to see if he can do it. He's got 5 attacks hitting on 2s. They all hit. I believe, do they auto wound?
Yeah, 3 of them auto.
3 of them auto wound. These 2 will wound on 2s. Okay, and then they are all -3 because he's within contagion range.
We see some 6s.
And
there's 1 6.
They're all dead. And just Typhus kills them. Okay. All right, so at the end of my turn, the Terminators consolidate towards the nearest unit, which is actually this little intercessor right there. I score 4 points for killing something, and then I also score 3 for deploy teleport homer because we're using the tactical mission. So I go up to 7 points at the end of this turn. I'm also going to discard capture enemy outpost for a command point. So this is Space Wolf's turn 2. He's got 2 command points and 8 mission points at the moment, and he's about to draw his card.
I currently control 2 objectives.
Mm-hmm.
Since you also control 2, that gets me another 4.
Okay.
And for my secondary, capture enemy outpost.
Yeah, now
Unlikely.
you know how it feels.
For my Oath of Moment target, we're going to go with Typhus and the Death Shroud Terminators.
Okay.
I think that I'm actually in a pretty good position to swing back hard and perhaps get that second primary for the kill. There's 2 weakened units that I can get, and if I really go hard on this pretty tough unit, I think I can get them down.
Okay, we are getting really deep now. Assault Intercessors move forward. Blade Guard Vets disembark.
In my command phase, I declared the Assault Doctrine in order to advance and charge. Hopefully...
Hence why they're forward so much, yeah.
Hopefully, that will allow these 2 units to be able to do some serious work on these guys in melee. But I am going to try and soften them up with some shooting first. Speaking of shooting, we're going to start with the Dreadnought. His Macroplasma will overcharge into those Blightlord Terminators. His Onslaught Gatling Cannon, hopefully gonna proc a devastating wound and finish off this unit. And then his other 2 small arms are gonna go into the cultists.
All right.
Starting with the Macroplasma. This is the number of shots, d6 plus 1, 3. On 3s, re-rolling. I'll hit though. And then wounding on 3s. 3 wounds on your invulnerable save.
3 4-up invuln saves. I lose 1 guy. I lose the injured one.
Hazardous test, safe.
Okay.
And then...
Gatling cannon into the Fetid Blotron.
Yep. On 3s. Drop 3.
Is it 8 shots?
Yep. And then on 5s, I believe, but looking for 6s. There's the 2 6s I need.
All right, he's dead. Now we're using the anti-psyker or the psyker's weapon into the Plague Marines.
The Hounds of Mordecai already did 1 wound to the psyker with precision pistols. And now the psyker will overcharge his psychic power for d6 shots. 4. Hitting on 3s.
Isn't it Torrent?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay. It's the other psychic powers.
Yep. And then wounding on 3s because it's strength 6 with the overcharge.
Okay.
That is
3 wounds.
1 wound, 2 devastating wounds.
Wow.
We resolve this first.
That's ridiculous. All right. If it has devastating wounds, you roll 6s. All right, so I think I passed that one.
You do.
Or?
It was
okay.
-2. You
okay,
pass.
yeah, that's a 5.
Then the other one, one Plague Marine is dead.
Okay, this guy, the one-on-one wound is dead.
One more Plague Marine is dead. They don't spill over anymore. They're not mortal wounds.
Okay, and this other guy's dead too.
Stormbolter from the Land Raider killed 1 single cultist. And now it's for Godhammer las cannons are going to go into its corrupted counterpart. Hitting on 3s, dropping 1, and then wounding on 4s. 2 wounds. Make them both.
Make them both, all right. So looking up.
And we have a
and then the heavy
bolter
yeah.
into the Blight Lords. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling, no sustained hits, and then wounding on 5s.
5s, yeah.
5s. Twin linked. 1 wound, AP 1.
Makes it.
Yep. Right.
And now we charge the big rolls. This is kind of what the boards they look like. These Terminators are about to get attacked hard, and then the Plague Marines over here are probably going to get charged as well.
First off, the Dreadnought into the Plague Marines.
Makes
6
it.
will definitely get in.
You only needed like a 2 or a 3 or something. It was right there. Same thing with these. Actually, I don't think these guys can fail.
Yeah, but I want to see if
how much movement you can get. Yeah. For 8, as much as you want.
We'll get them over here. Then.
Sure.
Right, measuring it up, the Assault Intercessors need a 5 to get in, but I am hoping for much higher. That's what I like to see.
9, that's pretty reasonable.
And then Ragnar
and they
gets
make it,
3.
yeah. So because this unit has the Foul Blight spawn in it, this unit of Plague Marines, I get to attack first. And so I'm just going to put all my melee attacks into the Hounds of Mordecai because they really won't injure the Dreadnought, and killing them could be worth a lot of points. So this is 9 attacks with the heavy plague weapons. Oops, drop the dice. Drop dice don't count. These are hitting on 4s, and 6s auto wound. So that's 1 auto wound and 5 hits, and then these are wounding on 2s because they're strength 8. So that's 3 wounds.
4 wounds.
4 wounds total, yes, and these are -3.
That would be 6 plus.
These are -3, yeah, 6 plus.
Yeah, so that's 2 dead, and the
and he takes
Psyker is on
2 wounds. So now 12 attacks into the Lone Librarian with the Plague Knives. That's actually not cocked. It was on top of another dice. I think that's probably fine. 3 auto wounds. And then these are hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. And that's just 1 more wound. So that's 4 wounds at -1 on the Librarian.
4 ups. Oh, yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah. I'm going to lead off with the Assault Intercessors here, who have a humongous amount of attacks. With the Chaplain's +1 to wound, hopefully we can batter through some 3+ saves with their AP.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting on 4s.
Yeah, because it's -1 because you're hitting Typhus's unit. Yeah.
Indeed. Re-rolling for Oath of Moment. Translated extremely well.
Of course it did. So you're wounding on 5s?
Wounding on 4.
Oh, right, because of the +1 to
Chaplain.
wound. Yeah, right.
And then I can re-roll the 1s. But none of the other ones. No 3s, but many 2s. Got me another one.
Okay. So how many wounds is that?
That is 14 wounds.
So 14 3-up saves from the chainswords. I lose one guy, it looks like.
Exactly one guy.
Exactly one guy. Wow, that was my first like good roll of the game. I think that was really nice that it happened there. All right, this is the chaplain hitting.
This is actually the power fist in the squad. First.
Oh, power fist. Sorry.
Hitting on 4s.
2 hits.
Re-rolling.
All right, very good.
And then wounding on 2s.
That's 3 wounds.
AP2, 2 damage.
AP2, 2 damage. For 3. There are 3 dice. I passed them all on the 4-up invuln saves. Rolling good. Rolling hot. And now the chaplain?
The chaplain. He has 5 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling for oath. Drop 1. And then these are wounding on 3s, because he starts at strength 6. So that many, AP1.
Okay, so that's 3 ups. And I
2 damage.
Pass 1. Okay. So I lose 1 Terminator and another one takes 2 wounds. All right, so before I get hit by this epic confrontation from Typhus and Ragnar Blackmane right here, I'm actually going to use 2 command points to interrupt and attack them with my Terminators, and then I'm also going to spend a command point on Sanguis Flux, which gives me sustained hits 1.
And I'm also using 2 command points for only in death does duty end.
Which is super epic here, so even if I kill them, they're still going to get to attack me, which is good. But all right, so let's see what happens. All right, so Typhus is going to face Ragnar Blackmane here. Let's turn him a little bit too. Let's have them
confrontation.
An epic confrontation. This is actually extremely epic right here. This is this is going to decide the game too, probably.
Yeah, it might.
Ragnar and Typhus. So anyways, I'm starting my attacks with Typhus. I'm going to use his 5 high damage profile attacks. So this is 5 attacks hitting on 2s. They all hit, and the 6 is an auto wound.
And a sustained hit.
Oh, and a sustained hit, absolutely. Yes, so I get another one. So it's actually 6 hits on 5 attacks. That's pretty good.
Oh, one of those is the auto wound.
Oh, it's an auto wound, right, so. Yeah. And then wounding on 2s, 5 wounds total. And then it's his invuln save, or if whatever there is invuln save, because they're Blade Guard.
4 up.
4 ups.
2 dead.
Okay, 2 dead. That's not too bad.
Take that from the back. I'll just remember these.
Sure, yeah, it's fine. We'll do it all at once.
Yeah.
Then the plague flail from the one that can target them. These are hitting on 3. That's an auto wound.
And a sustained.
And a sustained, right. And so that's 3 hits. These are wounding on 3s, so that's 2 more wounds. And these are minus, so it's your invuln save again.
4 up. Another one drops.
Oh, these are just 2 damage each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's still on 1. And then 8 attacks with the bubotic swords and axes, hitting on 3s and auto wounding on a 6.
And a sustained hit.
And a sustained hit. Oh yeah, so I can actually roll that one back in. Oops. That's why I shouldn't. These are wounding on 3s. All right. And so that's 5 wounds at your invuln save.
4 up invulnerables.
So that's just 1 damage
actually
each.
2 dead.
So that's 2 dead. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now these Terminators on the end can actually only attack the unit of Assault Intercessors. So we'll go with the bubotic weapons into the Assault Intercessors. That is 4 hits, and these are wounding on 3s, and that's 2 wounds at -3. So these are, I think, 6 ups.
6 ups, yeah.
So that's 1 guy dead, and then the
take this guy.
6 attacks with the other plague flail into that unit. That's 4 hits, wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds at -3.
6 ups. Made 1.
Made 1, and that kills 1 because those are 2 damage.
Oh, yeah. Take that guy.
Okay. And now we have only in death does duty end from the Blade Guard unit.
These are all the power weapons. One of them can't attack. He's not in range. Hitting on 4s. Re-rolling.
Oh, Typhus was actually really good right here. You missed a lot of attacks because of his -1 to hit them. Like that, you missed a ton of attacks because of his ability, specifically on the
Yep.
3s.
There were a bunch of 3s in there.
Yeah.
And then these wound on...
They wound on...
5s.
5s, because there's toughness 6, yeah.
I was going to use Lance, but then you interrupted. That was a great roll, though.
So that's 7 wounds. Okay.
-2 on your invuln.
Yeah, just on my invuln. That's 7 dice. All right. Roll well. That's 1.5 dead.
Yep.
So there's is there one on any wounds? No, I think they got cleaned off. So 1 and 1 is on 1 wound.
All right. Ragnar Blackmane has 10 attacks.
Oh my god.
Hitting on 3s. Those miss. He has sustained hits, so they go back in.
Oh my god, yeah, okay. Even with the minuses to hit, he still gets perfect hits. And so winning on 3s then. That was a good roll. So that's 8 wounds, okay. 8 wounds on my invuln save?
Yeah.
8 wounds on my invuln save. 4 is up, come on. That was a pretty good roll. That's only 2. So is that he's 2 damage each?
Yeah, 1 dies.
Okay, so this guy dies, and then another guy is on another wound. Also, the bloat drone, because it was right here, it was actually close enough to attack, so it attacked the unit of Blade Guard vets and killed one right there.
Assault Intercessor.
Assault Intercessors, sorry.
Not worth it.
And now we're going to do the Redemptor Dreadnought into the Plague Marines.
All right. Hitting on 3s.
3 hits, wounding on 2s.
Oh yeah, strength 12.
Strength 12, baby. And 3 wounds, and these are -3?
-2.
-2. So I have a 5 up?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, 5 up saves. 1, so I lose 2 men.
Yeah, they're 3 damage.
Yeah, let's see, which ones do I want to lose here? This guy and this guy.
I'm just going to discard both of these and take a command point.
I hold more objectives. I hold this one, and this one, and this one, so I get an additional 4 points for that. And I also killed 1 more unit, so I'm going to get 8 points, and Scotty will get an additional 4 more at the end of this round, or...
No, I'm all scored up.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Okay.
I counted my kill already.
All right, so it's Death Guard turn 3. Let's see what cards I get. I get no prisoners. That might be an interesting one that I might actually be able to do. And then Defend Stronghold.
You're definitely going to do that one.
Yeah. Sorry for the glare on the cards. I'm trying to film them in a way that doesn't have the glare. There we go. All right, so I didn't do much moving. I just moved the Plague Marines back from the Redemptor Dread so I can shoot the Redemptor Dread. This combat's still kind of ongoing. This Fetid Bloat Drone is engaged here, and the Cultists are over here, and that's pretty much my entire footprint. So even though the Blade Guard fell back, the Malignant Plague Caster can still use his melee debuff of -1 to wound on a melee unit.
Even though the Plague Marines fell back?
Even though the Plague Marines fell back, yeah. So I'm going to do that on the on this unit of Assault Intercessors. Okay, so it goes off, so they're -1 to wound in close combat.
Ouch.
So then I'm going to shoot everything from the Land Raider, the las cannons, and the heavy bolters into the Redemptor Dread down here, since it's really all I can shoot, and I do want to kill it.
This is definitely the time for Armor of Contempt.
Okay. So your Armor of Contempt on the Dreadnought, and I'm shooting it 4 times with the las cannons. I get 3 hits, and wounding on 3s. 2 wounds at -4 because this is in contagion range of these guys.
So that's 5 ups. Nope, that's not.
Nope, so that's 2d6 plus 1 damage. So that's 9 damage -2, so that should kill him.
Yeah.
All right. I'll shoot the Fetid Bloat Drone into the unit of Assault Intercessors because he's a vehicle and he can shoot in combat. So 2d6 attacks with the flame weapons for 6. And these are, they auto hit because they're Torrent. And that is 3 wounds. Oh, no, actually, that's the 2s are wounds because of the contagion range. So it's actually 5 wounds at -2.
5 ups. That was actually quite good.
Quite good.
Only one's dead.
Kills 1. And then I can't shoot with anything else, I don't think. All I have left is Cultists, So I actually forgot that there's this Intercessor here on 1 wound. So I actually shuffled the Cultists up to get as many of them in range as possible to put 18 shots across into him because that's how many can see him. So we'll see how this goes. All right, hitting on 4s with the Cultists into the Intercessor. Oh, they shot fine for Cultists. Those are my boys. They shot good. All right, and these are wounding on... He's actually in contagion range of Typhus, so these are actually wounding on 4s.
Kidding.
Yeah. Wounding on 4s. And they are -1 because you are also in contagion range. So that's 4 at 3 up, I believe. Kill him!
Oh my god.
Got him! Good shooting, cultists! Yay! They did it!
The Assault Intercessors get priority here. They're going to attack into the Terminators.
And they have the debuff from the Malignant Plague Caster, so they're -1 to hit because they're hitting Typhus' unit, and -1 to wound because they have the debuff. So do your worst.
Mostly just turns off the Chaplain roll, at least, which is
Oh, true. Yeah, the
something.
+1 to wound. Yeah.
So hitting on 4s with the reroll. Now I can just grab all of those and then re-roll them. Typhus is making a difference.
Oh yeah, he makes the unit so much tougher.
And then wounding on 5s, I can re-roll the 1.
Because the chaplain gives him +1 and then it negates it.
That is 4 at AP1.
4 at AP1.
And there's a guy who's taken 1 wound, I believe. No, he's on 1 wound.
He has taken 1 wound.
Well, he's taken 2.
He has taken 2, yes.
Let's see if the Power Fist can kill another. On 4s, re-rolling. And then this is on 3s.
3s.
2, -2.
Make them both on the invuln.
Unfortunate. Now we have the Chaplain. He hits on 3s now. Re-rolling.
For 5 wounds?
Yeah, 5 hits. And then wounding on 4s. I can re-roll the 1s for the Assault Intercessor unit. So that's 3.
3 wounds.
-1. So take 2 damage.
2 damage, so one of them is on the autocannon guy, is on 1 wound left. So I consolidate the Terminators into Ragnar's unit, and now I'm going to attack Ragnar's unit. You don't have any damage, guys, so I'll start with Typhus. His large attacks, hitting on 2s. These 2 are auto wounds. And then those are just 1 wound, or 3 wounds, sorry, and then at -4.
All right. 3?
3.
All right. 4+. These guys can re-roll their 1s safe. We make them
nice.
all.
Good job. Tides are turning. Okay, now the 2 Flail of Corruption guys into Ragnar's unit. These are hitting on...
Are they lethal hits?
They are, yeah. These are hitting on 3s, and so that's 1 wound already. And then these are wounding on... These are actually wounding on 2s because of the contagion. They're toughness 3.
Yep.
So...
What is that, 10?
This many wounds. Yeah, that's 9, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, 9.
9.
How many do I have in my hand? 9. Okay. All right, 4 ups. No ones to re-roll. 2 damage each?
Yeah.
That is...
1 dead, and then Ragnar takes 2.
Yes.
Okay, and then I have 4 attacks with the plague axe, or the plague sword, the plague weapon. 2 hits. These are wounding on 3s. 1 wound.
4 up.
Nice.
Make that.
How heroic that Ragnar didn't die. I like that. I'm glad that he gets to attack back.
He stands alone.
Yeah.
He's much less powerful when he does not charge.
Yeah.
But he still gets 8 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling. Miss 1. 2 sustained hits, though.
Okay.
And then he wounds on 4s, because he's strength 6. 5 wounds.
5 wounds.
AP 3.
All right, 3 through. So that kills this
kills
one
2,
and then kills
actually.
another one. Yeah.
The hero
So that
Ragnar.
kills 2 guys. Yeah, so there's 2 guys left in my Terminator unit. So at the end of my turn, I killed 3 units for no prisoners, so I get 5 points for that. And I also I killed something, so I get 4.
Current turn, I think I should probably still keep Oath of Moment on. Actually, I don't know. This unit is pretty important to kill.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually going to put it on this one.
That's probably a better unit because there's a lot more
The
points
Plague
wrapped up in
Marines
this unit. It's
are
more
gonna be
dangerous
on
at this
that
point.
one.
Yeah.
So the Plague Marines of the Oath of Moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to declare the Tactical Doctrine right now in order to fall back, shoot, and charge.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I've only got 4 units left.
Got the
pretty
dreadnought
potent,
over there.
though, so
Yeah,
I think I
you
can pull some wizardry.
I've been trying to kill all the smaller units to stop you from scoring because I didn't think I could actually kill your big units effectively. He scores 4 for holding an objective and gets another command point for the turn.
Our secondaries defend stronghold.
Nice. Your Land Raider is like basically sitting on that.
And deploy teleport Homer. Not sure I can do that one this turn.
I don't think you have enough units for that one, but defend stronghold you can get with the Land Raider.
Yeah.
Okay, in Space Wolves turn 3, movement is very simple. He just removes Ragnar from the combat here, since I would get to fight first. Moves the Land Raider around to get better line of sight. Brings the Dreadnought in. And then he's in Tactical Doctrine, so he can advance and still charge and shoot with these guys.
Fall back, shoot and charge.
Oh, fall back, shoot and charge. Yes, of course, that's the relevant one.
I already did the advance and charge.
All right, shooting.
Starting with the Land Raider, the Godhammer las cannons all going to go into the bloat drone.
Okay, all into the bloat drone.
Hitting on 3s. Miss 1. And then wounding on 3s as well. Miss 1.
2 wounds.
On your invulnerable save.
Yep, my 5-up demonic save. Oops. Oh, that's a floor dice. One of them was a 6. Let's see what the other one is. Big suspense. It's a 3. Okay, so one of them gets through.
All right. D6 plus 1. Beautiful.
Or 7. All right. He has 10 wounds, so he takes a healthy hit off of that. Okay, where are your other guns going?
We've got a Storm Bolter, which I believe is...
That's into the cultists. Yeah, that's which... Is it the front unit?
Yeah, it's the front unit. I just want to check rapid fire. We are good.
You're just in, yeah, but you rapid fire away.
Yep. On 3s. And then on 3s again. 3 wounds.
3 wounds, and I think I have 5s because most of that unit's in cover, or like half the unit's
they
in
have a
cover.
pretty clean shot, honestly.
At the uncovered half?
Yeah.
Okay. They're all dead, or 3 of them are dead.
Not quite all of them.
Yeah.
All right. Then we have a multi-melta into Typhus's unit, his remaining bodyguard.
Okay, multi-melta.
All right, hitting on 3s, yes. Miss once, and then wounding on 3s. No wound.
A wound, they're tough boys.
Yeah, they are. And then lastly, the heavy bolter into the Plague Marines.
Heavy bolter into the Plague Marines.
So these hit on 3s. This is the Oath of Moment target, so they re-roll. And we have a sustained hit.
Aha.
Followed up by 4s to wound with twin linked. That is 3 wounds, AP 1.
I believe they make it because they're in cover, right? From this and this. You can only see like 2 of them that aren't.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
The Redemptor Dreadnought's going to shoot now. His Macroplasma will overcharge into Typhus and his bodyguard. And all of the little small arms fire just going to go into the Plague Marines. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Okay.
How many shots? 4.
Okay.
Respectable. Hitting on 3s. That was actually a very bad roll.
1 hit.
And wounding on 3s. Oh, no dice.
Oh wow, gun.
This could go very badly on the hazardous. Okay, well, you
Yeah.
know what?
Yeah, you can't lose them all. Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
That's an okay time to roll a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Assorted small arms are up next. The Onslaught Gatling Cannon. Wow, this guy is...
It's flubbing now.
Yeah, he's having a bad time.
He was a big man when it came to picking on cultists.
I know. He can't pick on slightly larger cultists.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, well...
So it's 3 wounds? Or it does have devastating wounds?
It's 1 wound with 2 devastating wounds.
Okay, so 1 guy is dead, and then I roll a save for the other one. Yeah. That does not pass. So 1 guy takes a wound, and 1 guy is dead.
Yeah.
Bolt guns
Their
fired.
bolt pistols are going to have another go at the Terminators.
Do it.
Hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 5s. 2 wounds.
2 wounds, and these are on 3-ups. So 1 takes a wound. Okay.
And now the 2 damage Absolver bolt pistol from the Chaplain.
Okay.
This could be it.
Yeah, this could be it for that guy. Nope. All right, charge phase. This is an interesting one. Everything's kind of spread out in the middle a little bit. There's a lot of dregs of units going on. What do we got here?
All right. You have enough points to interrupt.
I do. Yes, I have 2 command points.
So he's going to go into there.
Okay.
I don't know if a 5 actually makes it.
I'm guessing it doesn't, but maybe not. I don't want to eyeball that when it matters this much.
Actually does. Yes, makes it into
Oh, just
half
barely?
inch.
Okay, sure. Okay.
They're going to go in here first.
Okay.
They get 8 inches of movement.
They're good. Yep.
I don't even think it matters if they all get in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ragnar is going into the Plague Marines. A 6 should...
That does make it.
But
I think
wanna
it's the
make
same
sure.
barely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's good.
Also, I'm going to spend a command point and Overwatch Ragnar, because he's only on... Is he only 3 wounds? Yeah.
Yes.
And the Psyker also has a torrent weapon, actually, that does D3. So it's a number of shots with the flamethrower. So that's 4 shots that all auto hit. And they're anti-infantry 2+. So that's 4 wounds, and these are they're on your invul and save. These are -3. I have to use the other guy's torrent weapon. So this is D6 plus 3 shots for his torrent weapon. So that's 6 shots auto hitting. And that is that's 5 wounds.
All right, this is probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got him.
Got him. All right. Oh, Ragnar gets killed in Overwatch. That's rough.
Unheroic.
Well, but if you moved him, I
know.
can still Overwatch you, so there's no way you
I
can
know.
avoid that. Yeah.
Starting with the Redemptor Dreadnought.
Into the bloat drone.
On 3s, drop 1. And then on 3s again, I believe.
Yeah, just 3 again.
4 wounds on
4
your
wounds.
invulnerable save.
Okay, and I can only fail one. I can't even fail a single one of these. He's dead.
Yeah.
All right, so at the end of the game, the units kind of look like this. Scotty's going to go ahead and call it, mainly because of the score. I have 36 points to his 16, and I'm only going to get more moving forward because I have more units able to score the objectives.
I'm fairly confident that if I had a little more time, I could table you.
You could table me, yes, if the game was
catching up
longer.
would be rough.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can catch it, and especially because you've been drawing kind of bad cards, too, for the last couple turns as well.
I'm curious
so.
what your next draw would have been.
Yeah, because I got Defend Stronghold, so then what?
Attempting Target, which you...
I think I can do that, your opponent.
I probably would have picked that one, so that one might have been a little hard.
Oh, and I couldn't have gotten that when you killed the bloat drone.
And then Extend Battle Lines, you probably could have gotten.
Yeah.
Which is, you hold your home, and you hold another one.
Okay.
I can't take this off you. So
Yeah.
That's another 5 points. Assuming I discarded deploy teleport homers, which I really don't have the units to do. Investigate signals, yeah, I can't get to the corner.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that's just an easy. You can't do that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so there's no way, basically. I would have ended up still winning by, like, at least 10 points.
Yeah. It would have been close, but
yeah.
Ultimately the Death Guard would have won.
Yeah. It was really close for a while. That big conflict in the middle with Ragnar and Typhus, I rolled well at the perfect time. I was rolling really badly all game, and then then I rolled really good and did not take very much damage.
I use that Blade Guard unit a lot. They will tear most of their opponents in half in melee. If they're infantry or cavalry or something like that. And they didn't bounce, but they didn't cut deep enough. Yeah,
like they killed like some of the unit, like they killed like 3 guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, man, really good game. That was a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah, thanks for the game. It was a good time.
Yeah, we'll have more terrain and more crazy stuff painted by next time. So our
possibly different armies as well.
That's true too.
We'll
yes,
see.
yes. I have a lot of terrain that's almost done, and we also have a lot of armies that are like very close to completion and playability. All right. Well, I think that sums it up. Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. That was actually our very first battle report, and we're looking forward to doing more of them. So if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.